Deer are elegant and majestic creatures found all over the world. These herbivorous animals play an important role in ecosystems and are a popular sight for nature enthusiasts and wildlife lovers. In this video, we will share 10 interesting facts about deer that you might not know. 1. The evolution of deer. Approximately 20 million years ago, our Earth was roaming the exciting geography of the Miocene epoch. During this period, as primitive mammals began to evolve into modern forms, a new royal dynasty was rising on the ground, the deer family. The first deer were quite different from their elegant and agile relatives today. They were smaller, had less impressive antlers, shorter legs, and were adapted to living in forested areas. Over time, these primitive deer began to diversify by adapting to the changing environment and new predators. By the end of the Miocene, the modern deer species we know today emerged. Among these species were the giant deer with impressive antlers and size, the reindeer living in the tundra and resistant to snow, the red deer agilely roaming the forests, and many more. 2. Deer species. Our world is home to more than 50 deer species, each one a gem of our planet's biodiversity. These magnificent animals vary widely in size, color, antler shapes, and the habitats they live in. Some of the most common deer species are white-tailed deer, the most common deer species in North America. They are known for their white tails and brown fur. They prefer to live in forests, meadows, and fields. Fallow deer. Known for their spotted fur and shovel-shaped antlers, this species is common in Europe and North Africa. They live in parks, forests, and scrublands. Moose. The largest deer species in the world. They live in cold and rugged areas, coniferous forests, and taigas. With their strong antlers and long legs, they can move easily through snowy terrains. Red deer. This species, spread over a wide geography in Europe, Asia, and North Africa, is one of the largest deer species. They are known for their brown fur and branched antlers. They live in forests, meadows, and mountainous areas. These are just a few examples. The world of deer hosts many more beautiful species waiting to be discovered. Muntjacs, sambar deer, pudu, Eld's deer, and many more each have their unique stories and lifestyles. 3. Deer antlers. Deer antlers are one of nature's most astonishing and complex structures, serving purposes far beyond just being an impressive ornament. These bone-made crowns are symbols of power and status for male deer and serve vital functions such as survival and reproduction. Deer antlers are miraculous structures that shed and regrow every year. This extraordinary process is triggered by the increase in the testosterone hormone in spring. With the rise in hormone levels, new bone tissue begins to form at the base of the antlers. This new tissue is nourished by blood vessels and nerves, allowing it to grow rapidly. During the growth period, the antlers are covered with a sensitive skin called velvet. This velvet is crucial for protecting the antlers' blood vessels and nerve endings. It also helps transport nutrients to the antlers. After the velvet sheds, the antlers harden and become smooth. At this stage, deer rub their antlers against trees and shrubs to shed the velvet. This process can be quite painful, but is necessary for the antlers to harden and strengthen. 4. The social structure of deer. Deer are among the most social animals in nature. These elegant and agile creatures prefer to live in herds, significantly increasing their chances of survival and reproduction. The social structure of deer consists of large groups formed by female deer and their offspring, and smaller groups or solitary male deer outside the mating season. 5. Deer feeding habits. With the change of seasons, the deer's tables are adorned with different flavors. These magnificent animals have an extraordinary ability to find the tastiest and most nutritious grasses, leaves, and fruits in each season. In spring and summer, as nature comes to life, the deer's tables are filled with colorful grasses and leaves. During these seasons, deer feed on fresh green grasses, soft leaves, juicy plants, and delicious fruits. Forested areas, meadows, and pastures form the main food sources for deer during this period. The delicate digestive systems of deer allow them to easily digest the fibers of fresh grasses and leaves. These foods provide the necessary proteins, vitamins, and minerals, helping deer stay healthy and energetic. As autumn and winter approach, nature slowly begins to fall asleep. During these seasons, deer find it difficult to find fresh grass and leaves. Therefore, they make some changes in their feeding habits. In autumn and winter, deer turn to more durable food sources like tree bark, shrubs, dry leaves, and lichens. These foods provide the energy and nutrients deer need in cold weather. Some deer species also include mushrooms and lichens in their diet during these seasons. These foods offer deer a rich source of vitamins and minerals. Deer travel over large areas to find food. Deer, which can cover an average of 10 to 20 kilometers a day, use their keen sense of smell and strong memory to discover different food sources. The feeding habits of deer can also vary depending on the region they live in and seasonal conditions. Some deer species migrate to access different food sources. 6. Deer reproductive behavior. The mating season is a time when the testosterone hormone rises in male deer. This increase in hormones causes male deer to become more energetic and aggressive. It also triggers the growth and strengthening of their antlers. Male deer use their antlers to fight with each other to attract female deer. These fights can be quite fierce and sometimes result in injury or death for the deer. Male deer also try to attract female deer with loud, bellowing sounds. These bellowing sounds can be heard from kilometers away in forested areas, demonstrating the male's strength and endurance to the females. Female deer prefer to mate with the strongest and healthiest male deer. Therefore, fights between male deer play an important role in attracting female deer. Female deer respond to the bellowing sounds of male deer when they are ready to mate. This way, male deer can understand which female deer are ready for mating. 7. Deer offspring care. Deer are also known for their maternal instincts and love for their offspring. Female deer usually give birth to 1 or 2 fawns, forming these magnificent bonds of love. After birth, fawns are hidden and protected by their mothers for the first few weeks. During this time, fawns are fed with their mother's milk and grow rapidly. Fawns are quite vulnerable in their first few weeks of life and are closely protected by their mothers. Female deer make great efforts to protect their fawns from predators. In times of danger, mother deer can warn their fawns with loud bellowing sounds or attack the predator. 8. Deer adaptation skills. Deer have extraordinary adaptation skills. These magnificent creatures can adapt to different climate and environmental conditions, allowing them to survive in the world's most diverse and challenging habitats. Some deer species have managed to live in extremely dry and hot regions like deserts. These deer species have special physiological features that allow them to stay without water for long periods and rest in the shade during the hottest hours of the day. They also feed on desert plants and have special skin and fur to maintain their body heat in these harsh conditions. Other deer species prefer to live in polar regions like cold tundra and taiga forests. These deer species have thick fur and special hooves that provide protection against the cold. They also have wide and round feet that allow them to move easily on the snow. Many deer species live in forested areas and mountainous regions. These deer species can avoid predators and find food thanks to their agile movements and sharp senses. Additionally, the vegetation and trees of forests provide deer with natural camouflage, helping them stay protected. 9. The cultural importance of deer. Deer hold an important place in many cultures. These magnificent creatures are not only residents of forests and tundras, but also have become cultural heritage by appearing in humanity's stories, mythologies, and artistic works. Winter festivals are special events that celebrate the grace and beauty of deer. Santa Claus's reindeer are among the most iconic figures of these festivals and symbolize the contribution of deer to the Christmas spirit. The legend of reindeer flying in the sky to carry Santa Claus to deliver presents highlights the place of deer in our imagination and their importance in our childhood memories. Deer figures also play a significant role in the mythologies of many parts of the world. In Native American cultures, deer are respected beings with spiritual power and a connection to nature. It is believed that deer spirits guide people and offer wisdom. In Norse mythology, Odin's 8-legged horse Sleipnir is depicted inspired by deer. Sleipnir, who has the power to carry Odin to the sky and different realms, symbolizes the extraordinary speed and agility of deer. Deer have also been a source of inspiration for painters, sculptors, and writers. Painters reflect the grace of deer and their place in nature on their canvases, while sculptors have turned the majestic postures of these magnificent creatures into three-dimensional works. Writers have used deer in their stories as characters representing our relationship with nature, freedom, and spiritual power. The cultural heritage of deer is not limited to stories and artistic works from the past. Today, deer are still respected and valued creatures in many cultures. Therefore, protecting deer and their natural habitats is of great importance not only for biological diversity, but also for the preservation of our cultural heritage. Do you have a memory with deer? Please share it with us in the comments.